CMPRadio.net. It's the station. CMPRadio.net, the voice of Chester.
CMPRadio.net. It's your boy Uncle P, and I'm in the building again, live from the Cultivating Mature Positivity Studios. This is a great studio, bro. If you want to rent some time and you want to start a show or you want to talk to some people, come to CMPRadio.net, man. Hit me up. Let's have a conversation. Let's talk about you hosting your own show, doing your own interviews, your way. CMP don't get in the way of how you do your thing. We want you to do your thing. Right now, I'm about to start an interview with the Magisterial District Judge candidate, Miss Potts. I'm sorry, I just got a straight headache, man. I don't know where that came from. I apologize. How are you doing today?
I am doing well, John Pierre. Thank you for asking.
Absolutely. So you are running for Magisterial District Judge 32-22, -1-22.
Correct.
That encompasses the 10th and 11th wards of Chester.
Yes.
And Marcus Hook and Trainer, right?
Correct.
And you don't have any real experience doing this type of work.
Oh, no. I have never ran. Well, first of all, I want to thank you for this opportunity to allow me to be here again.
Yep.
The last time I was here,
just a conversation. We just had a conversation.
The night thereof, when I turned in my
your ballot or
my petition.
Yeah.
So it's been a while. So to go back to your question, no, I do not have any public office experience. I've never been a politician. So this is definitely new for me. Right. This is uncharted water for me. And but I'm enjoying the journey. I'm learning a lot about myself, about the process, and I'm enjoying the journey.
Right.
So I come green as green can be, independent, no political affiliation, so to speak. I'm just raw as raw can be. Right. I'm a baby.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. Ain't nothing wrong with a baby, right? I want to know, who is Desiree Potts?
Oh, who is Desiree Potts? Let's see. I am a mother. I have 3 sons. One of them is a college graduate from Alabama State University.
Go ahead.
So I'm a proud mother. I am also involved in my community. I started a nonprofit 22 years ago called Coalition of Hope, offering inner city empowerment services. And we are a 501c3 nonprofit charitable organization. And I did my filings myself. And we've been in operation for 22 years. And I started out as a Cub Scout master, as a Cub Scout master at Village Charter School. And I wanted to bring programs to the school, after school programs, because they really didn't have a lot going on. And I started with chess, had a chess class for all this was like an after school program. Chess, praise dance, volleyball, things of that nature. And then scouting. That's where I started as a Cub Scout master. And I had the largest troop at one point here in Chester. I had like 50 young boys.
Wow.
So scouting was very important to me during that time frame. It was an excellent discipline, and the boys learned survival skills that could last them throughout their adult lives.
Right? I was in the Cub Scouts for a few quick minutes over there at Murphy Church, and then I just, I didn't want to follow any rules.
Oops.
I was a rule breaker.
Oh,
but
Lord.
We're following rules today. We're interviewing Desiree Potts as she's on a journey, and she's learned, what this journey is really about, right? Running for magisterial district judge. Judge Seaton's old seat, his old court, right? So that court has been redistricted.
Yes,
and now
it's
it
been
includes
redistrict. For the most part, last year in, I believe, January, February, the former president judge presented a proposal for the reestablishment, and it was to basically evenly distribute the caseload or the workload of the magisterial district judges. Some were overburdened and some were not. So it was basically to make the playing field or the work distribution evenly distributed amongst the district judges. And so all of last year, it was basically, and this was for the Commonwealth. It wasn't just only Delaware County. All the president judges for the various districts had to present this proposal. And believe it or not, Delaware County was like the last one because there was a lot of opposition from the community of Marcus Hook and Trainer. Right. So it didn't become effective until January the 3rd, February 2023, that Trainer would be combined with, Trainer and Marcus Hook boroughs would be combined with Chester District Court.
What do you believe is the role of a magisterial district judge?
The role of a magisterial district judge encompasses a lot. And they are they're the front line contact where the judicial system is concerned. So they are the first point of contact, and they have a huge role. And most judges, I would assume, that they would want to adjudicate or make decisions on the majority of the cases that become before them. That way, the Commonwealth of Court of Common Pleas is not burdened with a lot of cases. Right. So I believe most magisterial district judges would love to adjudicate the majority of their cases that come before them, which could be traffic, non-traffic, civil complaints up to, for civil damages up to $12,000. They issue search warrants. They have a lot. They have a huge undertaking, because people would say to me, "Oh, well, you just handled. You would just be handling traffic tickets," and it's more to the job than that. Landlord tenant issues, truancy. It encompasses a lot. Right. It encompasses a lot, and I applaud the judges that are currently magisterial district judges because it encompasses a lot.
As a judge, you have to have a few innate qualities. What type of qualities do you think a judge should have?
I believe a judge should be compassionate, a good listener, someone who is respectful of, well, for me, I'm just going to say, if it was me as a judge, I would be respectful of anyone and everyone that comes before me. Regardless of their background, circumstances, things of that nature, I would show compassion, definitely be a great listener, as I said, And we have to show value to people. You know, a lot of people are marginalized for whatever reason. And we have, as judges, we have to create an environment that people feel safe, they feel valued, they are seen, they are heard, they feel comfortable. Because it could be overwhelming going into the court system.
Absolutely.
A lot of people don't have, you know, especially if it's your first time, you know, you don't have a clue what to expect. And, you know, I wouldn't want to be a judge that sits high and looks low on people. I would want to meet the people where they're at and show kindness, show respect, make sure they're valued and they're heard. Definitely.
You have a friend who is another judge. Judge Dawn Van, right?
Yes, absolutely. And I was her campaign manager
Okay.
to her terms.
Right.
So, and she's doing an awesome job.
She is.
An awesome job. So, major kudos to her.
Right.
You know, she's the first
African American, female
African-American
judge.
judge.
Right.
Not only here in the city of Chester, but she was one point for the county,
Yeah.
Delaware County.
Yes, absolutely.
So that's history.
It is.
So I would love to make history for Judge Seaton's court. You know, being the first woman to occupy that seat.
But we'll see. 16. We will see.
Yeah. So you know, I'm a woman of huge faith, and I've been like, Lord, I believe He brought me here.
For a reason.
This journey that I've been on. I'm 58. I'll be 59 in a couple weeks. Thank you. So I believe that God has been preparing me all along for such a time as this, because trainer, you know, this transition takes place 2024. So trainer Marcus Sook will be Chester Courts. But because of this reestablishment, it opened the door for me. I'm a native of Chester, born and raised in Chester. Grew up in the Bennett Home Projects up to the age of 12. Then we moved over to Sun Village. So I am a product of the Chester Upland School District and a graduate of Chester High School. And from there, but as of right now, I live in Trainer. That was my point. I'm from Chester, born and raised, but I currently live in Trainer, and I've been there for about maybe 18 years now. So with this reestablishment, it opened up the doors for me to pursue judgeship.
Absolutely. If you live in the area, you should serve your community, right? Goes out to all the young people out there that are looking and trying to figure out where they deserve to be. Think of yourself as Miss Potts did, right? She went through, you were in the Army.
I served 11 years proudly in the U.S. Army, which is the executive branch of government. Now here I am interested in the judicial branch of government.
Let's go.
So in the Army, you know, I learned discipline, commitment, integrity, honor, selflessness, and they are the core values that of a magisterial district judge. So I've had that experience of serving my country. Now here's an opportunity for me to be a judge and serve my community at a higher level. And I'm excited about that, to continue my public service, because having my nonprofit, surely I was serving my community for the past 22 years through my nonprofit, raising breast cancer awareness and funding for those going through this devastating disease. That's what I've been doing for the past 15 years. And I have a board. I have a great board around me, and we get the job done, aiding people. And I'll say this, my community service, believe it or not, is not only centralized to Chester, Trainer, Marcus Sook, Delaware County. It extends across state lines. Right. So we've been able to help through my pageantry, Miss Chester pageant. I had to actually change the name because parents from Delaware, parents from Yaden, they wanted their daughters to be a part of the pageant too. So I had to change it from Miss Chester to the Hollywood Glamour pageant so that it would incorporate more, service more girls.
Absolutely.
And it was sort of hard to take the name from Chester because that represents so much.
Yes.
But I had to consider the masses. It was the request of the community. Please allow my daughter to be in your, and it wasn't just the pageant where it's all glitz and glamour. It was a mentoring program where we taught the girls etiquette, how to dress properly, how to present yourself. So it was skill set based, not just glitz and glamour, being, smiling and being on a pageant. In the pageant, it was more to it than that. So it was like a little cheat.
I mean,
for me to reel the girls in,
listen,
to give them some life skills.
Yeah, give them some life skills, right? That's out here. But again, youth, if you're watching and you see this and you see yourself in a place where you don't know where you want to go, right? And you see Miss Desiree Potts, man, hit her up, talk to her, man. She got some great advice for you. But let's get back to this interview.
Sure.
Based on what you know about city government, what do you see as a top priority for the bench or the seat that you'll be sitting in as a magisterial district judge?
You said city government.
Yeah, city government or just the bench, right?
Okay.
Just
yeah, because magisterial district judges are not politicians.
No, they're not.
So they have to be independent, impartial, unbiased, competent, things of that nature. So say your question one more time, but without that part about the city.
Based on what you know about the city, what do you see as a top priority for the bench or the seat that you'll be sitting in?
The top priority, I believe, is because this is new with Trainer and Marcus Sook. This relationship is going to be new for a lot of people.
Right.
Law enforcement, the clerks who are currently in Judge Seaton's office, his court, thank you. So it's going to be a new experience for a lot of people. And I want to be, because I live in Trainer, I'm from Chester, so I'm vested in these communities. And Marcus Sook, I'm always there shopping and eating and things of that nature. But I want to be that bridge the gap between these communities that are so unique. They're very unique. And I want to be that bridge that brings us together. You can't spell unity without community. And these three unique communities are so different on so many different levels. And I want to be in a position where as though the community, because believe it or not, people from Chester will travel 95 instead of driving through Trainer and Marcus Sook to get to, say, Claymont, Delaware. And that's the problem. And I would want to be in a position, because I live in Trainer, so I see where the police are
Patrolling, right?
Where they're sitting.
Right.
It's like a block. Here's Chester, here's Trainer. They're sitting right there. And I want to know why. And then it's either they're on 9th Street or it's Township Line Road. So I see the Trainer cops, but I don't see the Trainer and Marcus Sook cops further down, positioned on 9th Street or any other streets. But I see it on a regular. And I want to know why. You know, what's going on. Because I don't want, like I said, it's about bridging the gap between these three unique communities. And I have been proactive with my candidacy. I've gone down and had a meeting with the Marcus Sook chief of police, Chief Ireland. And he told me, he said, no other candidate has come to talk to him. And I saw the Chester chief as well, had a quick conversation with him. So it's about bridging the gap with law enforcement, the citizens, bringing us all together, because the community needs to trust law enforcement officers. So we all have to work together, if you will.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I want to be that bridge that brings us all together because, like I said, it's 3 unique communities.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You spoke earlier about Judge Seaton's office, right? Describe your management skills when it comes to dealing with court clerks or different people that are employed by the office.
Okay, so I would say that I bring to the table, if you will, bring to the bench leadership skills from my military background of 11 years. I bring that to the table. Supervisory skills, I bring that to the table as well. With Judge Seaton's office, I would assume that for the judges are state employees. The clerks or support staff are county employees. So a judge cannot hire or fire. They're limited to a certain degree. So we all have to work together. We all need to do the job that pays us, you know, and it's a team. We have to work cohesively as a team. They have to learn me, I have to learn them, because I'm going to have to depend on them. Like, it has to be, we have to establish trust. They don't know me from can of paint. You know what I'm saying? So I have to let them know who I am, feel comfortable with me, that we're in this together. And it's not, we have to serve the people.
Yes, we do.
You know, surely we have to work together, and you're going to have to hold my hand along the way. I'm the judge, you're the support staff. We work together for the good of the community.
Why are you running? I mean, you spoke on how you live in Trainer and you see the cops where they're sitting at, and you want to understand why they're doing what you're doing. But why now? And you said you live in Trainer, so I understand that the door has been open for you to run. But why? It has to be something else. That's getting you to say, you know what? Now is the time. Now is the time for me to sit on this bench and to talk to the youth or the young men or the young women that are coming into this court. So maybe we can put a halt or a cease to people coming into court constantly. But why are you running?
I'm running because God said, this is your time.
Right.
This is your assignment. So I'm employed. I'm a paralegal. I've been a paralegal for 25 years. And I bring my legal experience, my knowledge, my expertise. The law is what I do every day. I interpret the law and I apply the law. And that's what a judge does as well. They interpret the law, they apply the law, and they have a duty to uphold the law. So I believe because I have 25 years of legal experience that I am coming in the door with a valuable skill set. It's the law. I apply the law every day. And being a paralegal, please understand this. My specialty is corporate and immigration. With paralegals, we could be employment. There's employment law, there's consumer laws, there's banking laws, there's civil laws, criminal laws. It's a broad spectrum, and paralegals can be in any of those fields of law. So I'm bringing to the table, or to the bench, let me say, I'm bringing to the table, I'm a woman of compassion. I care about my community. I've been out here in the trenches for 22 years, impacting my community in a positive manner. I've had so many different initiatives. And so this is just an extension of my public service to continue to serve my community, but in a more influential way, because we're talking about individuals' lives here. We cannot take this position lightly. A judge can see a situation, and I think because I'm compassionate, I'm going to bring that fresh perspective to the bench. Being compassionate, being a mother of 3 young men, and I've experienced some things with judges in the court systems Whereas though the decision that a judge makes not only impacts that person that stands before them, it impacts the whole family. Absolutely. So I've been there where my son was in front of a judge. I have a couple stories, but here's one. My son was in front of the judge, and surely it's an overwhelming experience. And sometimes I don't know if defendants are truly understanding what's going on, what's been said, because it's overwhelming. Mm-hmm. And all you want is, Lord, please don't lock me up.
Just get me out of here. Right.
So my son, he had fines, and he was paying his fines every month. Then there was a situation where he lost his job. So now here it is, I have to pick up the slack for him, because if I don't, the judge can issue a warrant for his arrest. And here it is, more money on top of more money. So that's why I say a decision that a judge makes not only impacts the individual, but it impacts the family, because I had to come out of my pocket and pick up the slack and pay his fines. Wow. You know? And I think as a judge, all damages don't have to be punitive. Judges may, and I would like to further investigate and find out if there are diversion programs. Is there any other recourse than say fines? Sometimes you have to peel back the layers, and that's going to come with knowing your community, because you're going to know who's coming before you over and over again. Right. So as a judge, you're going to have to say, well, what's going on here? Let's peel back the layers and find out what's really going on.
Let me try to understand you.
Because sometimes it could be petty theft of something really minor. And if they don't have the money, then they may be incarcerated. And it's like, okay, what can I do as a judge to help this person? And that comes with getting to know your community, peeling back the layers, and seeing if there's resources available versus giving fines. Because if they don't have a job,
how can they pay the fine?
How can they pay their fines if they're on a payment plan? Right. So I think the judges, as a judge, you have to consider the totality of all the circumstances. Mm-hmm. And not all situations are going to be the same. Although a judge is supposed to, render justice equally, and it should be just, but you have to consider all circumstances of each case that comes before you. And I don't think there's no cookie cutter situation. So I may have been long-winded, I'm sorry.
No, you're not. You're giving your answer, man.
Sometimes I could just go on and on with my thoughts. But
I have no issue with that.
I just want to, I serve my country proudly to the best of my ability. And as a judge, you're a judge on and off the bench.
Yes, you are.
I was a soldier in and out of uniform. Right. So I know what that life looks like. You're representing that branch of government.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are. You, do you have any personal or professional relationships that could become a conflict while you're on the bench? Now, you can run across, what would you do if, let's say, just hypothetically, your cousin comes in front of you?
If I could not be unbiased, render a decision in an unbiased fashion, because you can't play favoritism.
No, you can't.
You can't do that. I would recuse myself. No explanation needed. Right. And with any situation, even if it's not a family member, right. And it may be an opportunity that you can ask, is it okay that we move forward with this case and disclose your relationship with that person? Right, I don't know, right. But I guess from the door, I would definitely just go ahead and recuse myself.
Yeah. And there's nothing wrong with that.
And that's more so because you don't want to have the look of impropriety.
No, you don't.
Like when the last time I was here, I'm sharing another story,
right.
When my son had to appear before a judge, and it was before the court had actually commenced, and the judge was sitting there, and the cop was there, and the cop said to the judge, "Did you get my invitation to the wedding?" So judges have to steer away from impropriety and the look of impropriety. Me and my son was like, oh my God, my son is not going to have a fair shot
At
here.
all.
At all.
Right.
So we're like, oh my God, we were scared to death because these two are breaking bread together. They're very familiar with each other. So I, as a magisterial district judge, I don't want anyone to feel like we felt. We felt hopeless at that time because of the relationship that the judge had. So I don't want that I don't want people to come in from the community feeling that way. Because there's a defendant and there's a plaintiff.
Serious.
And people, Chester is small, then we have Traynor and Marcus Sook, so we have to incorporate the whole jurisdiction. And for a defendant and plaintiff, and someone might say, well, I know their relationship. They're pretty tight.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So from there, just have to bow down graciously and not listen to that case.
Right. And give it to the other judges.
Yeah.
There are two other judges, Judge Walden Davis and Judge Dawn Van.
Yes.
Two excellent judges, right?
Absolutely.
Walden Davis was my PL. Don't think I forgot. I still want to talk to you. I want to bring you up here and talk to you as well. But
Okay, yeah, because he's running as well.
is he?
He is running.
No, he not.
He is up for election. Yes, he is.
Ain't nobody tell me that. Oh, I didn't know that. Ain't nobody running against him.
No,
Oh, see?
unopposed.
So that-
but
so-
still,
so-
nevertheless.
So he don't have to do anything, man. He don't have to do anything. Yeah, man. So
Yes, sir.
you are endorsed by the
I am a true Democrat endorsed by the Chester Democratic Committee, and I am so grateful. I am so grateful for that endorsement. I appreciate them so well. I don't take it lightly.
Right.
I'm very appreciative of that endorsement.
So what distinguishes you from the other two candidates?
The other two candidates,
Right.
okay. I've served my country
Okay.
for 11 years, so I have a skill set that they don't necessarily have. And I'm going to say this. My whole campaign, I tried not to compare myself. I just wanted to focus on my merits and not say what I have and what they don't have.
Right.
I never wanted to do that.
But you kind of got to do it because you're going for votes. So, people can't just say, I'm going to
So-
pick Desiree Potts because I like her hair, right? They need to know what you're going to do on the bench. What's different between
Yes.
you and everyone else?
So what's different? I'm a true Democrat.
Right.
I haven't had to change my party to run for this seat. I haven't had to relocate in different areas to run for this seat. God opened the door. The Traynor was now combined with Chester District Court. I have been about my community for 22 years. I've been on the front line, doing the work, assisting people on different levels, constantly giving to my community. If I can help you, I'm here to help.
Right.
If there's a need, one of the teachers contacted us, or the nurse at one of the schools, and said they didn't have feminine hygiene products, and a lot of girls are missing school. So I didn't know period poverty was a thing.
Oh, it's definitely a thing.
It is definitely,
It's definitely
a
a
thing.
thing.
And me and my board went into action immediately.
Right.
And for the past 3 years, we have a pantry drive, personal pantry drive, and we go collect the products. Jackie Goldsboro is very instrumental in this with us. We use the fire station that she works at, and that's a drop-off point for the products.
Right.
So we distribute the products. So I've been in my community on so many different levels, serving the people in whichever way I can help and serve, with no hidden agendas, no salary. I do work for the Zetas organization, probably for like 5 or longer than that, probably like 8 or 9 years. I've assisted the Zetas with their young girls. I had a conversation with Darren Laws just last week. He's asked me, can I come over to the high and help out with the girls? So I'm hands-on. I'm hands-on, and it's my duty to serve others. whether it's honoring ordinary women, doing extraordinary things in the community. Because a lot of people are doing a lot of good things in the community, but a lot of people are not recognized. So over the years, if I can honor women, help the children, that's what I've done. And I'm a legal professional, so that's where I'm different as well. Right. I have a background. I attended Old Dominion University and received a paralegal certificate. So I've been in law assisting immigrants, because immigration is what I do, and corporate law is what I do. So I apply the law every day. I interpret the law every day. And as a magisterial district judge, you have to be fair. I've been fair. You have to be impartial. I've been impartial. You have to be unbiased. I've been unbiased. I service whoever needs to be serviced. So I think, our personalities are different as well.
Absolutely.
We're totally different. We're all unique in our own way. Mm-hmm. But I come with legal experience, and you have to ask yourself, if you're going to take your car to if you need brakes on your car, mm-hmm. are you going to go to a plumber, or are you going to go to a mechanic, somebody that has the expertise and has the knowledge? And I have a working knowledge of the law. I have an expert. I'm valuable. I'm bringing value to the table with my skills from the door. So surely, there's more and more to learn. And I'm a great learner. Common sense is important. Being a judge. You have to be smart.
You do.
I'm not going to say you don't, but anybody can do this job, surely. I'm not going to say that. It's just that me, from the door, I'm a legal professional.
Right.
I am a legal professional. The law is what I do every day. So like I said, if you needed, plumbing done, would you call a roofer? No, you're going to call somebody that has that expertise. Even when it comes to hiring people, they want someone with experience. You could have the degrees, the certificates, but if you don't have the experience, because I have a friend now who has their CDLs, but they have no experience. Right. But they got the licenses, they got the bells and whistles, but they have no experience. Right. And it's hard for them to get a job right now.
Absolutely hard.
So experience matters.
It does.
It matters, and that's what I bring. 25 years of legal experience, 22 years of being out here in my community, helping on so many different levels. And I am a U.S. Army vet. Served my country proudly. Now I want to serve my community on another level.
So I want you to take this time, because we're coming to the end of our interview. I want you to take this time to tell people why they should vote for you. Why should they go on May 16th and color in your box and say their vote has been cast for you as Magisterial District Judge?
Ladies and gentlemen, your vote matters. It's valuable. I don't take it lightly. This is a huge position that encompasses a lot. And I would want you to not look at personalities per se, but look who would be the best fit to jump in the seat, judge seat and seat, and move people forward, be compassionate, be willing to listen, be committed, be fair, because that's what it's about. Justice is about being fair, and without fairness, there's no justice. But it's more so I would want you to vote for me because I love Chester, I love Trainer, I love Marcus Hook. So I'm about the community, and there's 3 communities, and I need the votes from all 3 communities. I need you to vote for me because I want to be your voice. Make sure you're aware. I want to be that judge that listens. I want to be that judge that takes into consideration the totality of your circumstances, everything. And I'm not judgmental. whatsoever. So the courts with me as a judge is going to be a safe space that you'll be able to share your story, that I'm going to be compassionate. I'm going to listen, and I'm going to listen to understand versus listen to respond. And I'm going to listen to everybody because everybody deserves their day in court. Everybody matters that comes before a district judge. And I want you to know that you will matter to me. I have your best interests. I will do what's right. But keep in mind, the law is the law. And justice must be served, and the law must be applied. But I want to be that judge that looks for other programs that the system is flawed.
It is.
And I have to go and figure out how can I best serve the community. But I need the community because it's not about me, it's about the community. So I would need you to be a part of this process and let me know how can I better serve you, the community as a whole. This is a community. I'm as a magisterial district judge, you're a guardian of justice for everybody, and you have to exercise fairness. I'm a woman of integrity. I want to be that person that listens. I want to be dedicated. I want to have an open door policy, if you will. I want to have teachable moments, whereas though I'm able to have workshops, if you will, and have an opportunity where people can come in and ask questions. I don't want the judicial system be so overwhelming for people. And I think when people are educated, they feel more comfortable going in front of the judges. And so I'm asking you, this is Desiree Potts, your candidate for Magisterial District Judge. I pray that you will see that I will bring value to the bench. And I pray that you will vote for me. I don't know it all. I don't know it all. I promise you I don't know it all. But I will do my best to learn everything I need to learn and know. And the laws change. The laws do change, so it's something that is a continuing process of learning and growing. But I believe the future would be definitely brighter if you give me your vote. I won't let you down. I won't let you down. And I thank you.
I want to thank you for coming up here again, right?
Yes.
To talk to the audience of cnpradio.net. Again, May 16th is a big day. It's the day that you actually get an opportunity to go out and let your voice be heard, right? We yell, we fuss, we scream, we holler, we argue. We can't get along with so many people, but understand our city is under attack. Yeah. And if we continue to fight inside, it makes the people on the outside, it makes it easier for them to come inside.
Yes.
And I don't know who those people are. I really don't. And I wish I knew so I could point them out, but I can't. But I know who the people are that are of this community that fuss, fight, and scream and holler. Let's stop. Let's vote, right? I don't care who you vote for. This is not these shows, these interviews with the people is just to bring the information to you, directly to you. It's not about anybody winning a vote, right? It's about bringing their information and what they hope to bring, if elected, to the seat. These elections are important. They're important to our future. They're important to our children. They're important to us. Make sure you go out and vote on May 16th. Make sure you know who you're voting for on May 16th. You don't have to brag about it. You don't got to tell anybody, right? I will never, ever, ever tell you one time who you should vote for. But I will tell you to use your voice properly and vote. Use your thought process, the thinking, your analysis properly and vote. And make sure you're voting for who you want to vote for. Not who your friend wants you to vote for or your family members want you to vote for. Vote for who you want to vote for.
Amen.
May 16th is a big day. Let's make sure we all come out and we vote. Let's make sure we get the right people in the right situation to serve us correctly. It's your boy CMP, JP, Uncle P. You know, I love y'all, man, on purpose every day. I want y'all to give grace. I want you to give love to everybody, man. Peace. I love you.